It's been a terrific year for John Mullins in 2007, and it's going to be capped now by the success of Blonde Genie, who wins the William Hill Oaks final.
That classic triumph crowned a superb 2007 for John Mullins. Along with Mark Wallace, John pushed Charlie Lister close for the trainers' title. And success on the track boosted still further the growing reputation of his Suffolk base, which he built with the help of leading owner Mark Currell. It's now very much a centre for British breeding, with John's wife Debbie looking after the pups and John leading a team prepared to travel all over the country in the quest for open race wins.
John, what gives you most pleasure? Is it the breeding side, the racing side?
Winning. But winning with your own dogs that you've reared, that you've watched grow up, that you've started off schooling, and that you've thought, maybe, and they go off schooling, come back, and away you go. And to win with your own dog that you've reared and that is English.
John, of course, comes from good greyhound stock. Late father Pat won a derby. Mum Linda has bred champions aplenty.
She's done fantastic over her time with Palace Issue, sports promoter. He was Ground of the Year. Palace Issue was Ground of the Year. She's had loads of them. Kensingtons, the Apapas, Magicals. She's done brilliant. We haven't achieved anything like that. Not yet, anyway.
What would be the ultimate success, or is that just too obvious a question?
The ultimate dream, my ultimate ambition, and I believe it can happen, is to have train the dog that wins all 3 derbies. I've always, I'd love to win the derby anyway, obviously, I really would. It would be the ultimate. But I'd love to train the dog that wins all 3. And I believe, like Darren Keefe does at Barnfield with his dog, I believe it can be done. I don't think it's an impossibility. Of course, it goes down to luck, but then everything in life does. If you put the work in, you've got to put the work in. It's not going to happen, and it's not going to come to you. But I believe it can be done.
If you had to choose between 2 dogs to come into your kennel, and there was Barnfield on Air on the left and Ballymac Under on the right, which one would you take in?
Ballymac Under.
Why?
I saw it run at Reading when he first started off, and we had a pup run against it, and I went into Matt afterwards, and he beat us fair and square, no questions about it. And I said to him then, do you rate that dog? And he said, yeah, we think it could be, at that time. And I got a pup run against it then that he checked up the 3rd win. He was never going to beat it. But I came away thinking, yes, I'm happy with that. But the following week, he ran against Hackney Carriage, and she broke, and it destroyed us. It really went about its job right, and it's only a pup, and we were experienced campaigner. And I went into Matt afterwards, and I said, yeah, that's a proper dog. And he's come along from then. They've done fantastic, and good luck to him, really mean it. But what it done in the juvenile was, it was like it was steering its way around it, and it destroyed dogs, top class dogs. And it can do it from both ways. It's only a baby, so I'll take that one here.
Off that slow start, he's gone round in front. 2 follow Hurricane up in the second, then can 5 follow Reason as they come up towards winner line. It's Ballymac Under. It's another win for Ballymac Under.
He's still a young pup, not many races under his belt. What have you got in your kennel that maybe could hit the headlines like those 2?
Nothing. Well, jokes aside, no, seriously. You've got to be realistic. Dogs like that come along once in a lifetime. They're different guys, like Spirit and Louis. They're different. They keep winning, and they're fast with it, and there's no flaw in them. And it annoys me that you get people, the great British public, it doesn't matter whether it's dogs, motor racing, anything that's winning, they'll try to say it's this or it's got that fault. And the bottom line is just jealousy. Because if you give them a collar and lead, they'll take their dog home, just like anyone else.
Another performance which really impressed John last year was Westmead Lord's brilliant front-running win in the Derby final at Wimbledon.
As they spin round the final bend, it's still in front, Westmead Lord. Ulid Connors trying to closing Loyal Honcho. Westmead Lord has won by a neck. Nick Sava has done it again.
I think we witnessed last year's Derby winner, the greatness in Nick Sava in the final. I really did. Then I know he's the best. But to watch that dog win that final the way he did, when you had dogs turn behind him, 600 stayers at Shelbourne and this, that and the other, think we witness greatness. You know, and that to me, in any sport, is something that I like watching. When you see something that pulls out that extra bit to win, the will to win, and he feeds it through to his dogs.
John Mullins will be working towards another winner-laden year, with the likes of Blondino here and Queen of the Kennel Blongini very much classic contenders again.